Hi everyone, I'm Wizzy. If you're new to my corner of the internet, a warm Isabella Banks YouTube channel welcome to you. Here we dive headfirst into the latest happenings surrounding Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan. So please make yourself at home and let's chat. So, guys, if you've been even remotely plugged into the world lately, you've likely caught wind of the buzz surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan's Archewell Foundation Impact Report and annual account. In case you don't know what's going on, recently Harry and Meghan dropped the much anticipated impact report and annual account. And as you can imagine, the media didn't waste any time putting a negative spin on things. We began to see headlines like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry in desperate times as sign of Hollywood failure emerges. Harry and Meghan released slick video that shows Duchess hugging veterans and taking selfies to highlight the impact of their charity. Harry and Meghan's Archewell Foundation suffers 8.7 million drop in donations. Sussex's charity received 1.6 million from two wealthy benefactors last year, with losses hitting £537,000. Overexposed, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle urged to change game. One headline that particularly stood out to me, and this is because it neatly summarized the media's grievances in one article. And this was the one that said 6 things we learned from Harry and Meghan's actual annual report. The breakdown included points like Archewell recorded a loss of 674,000. Boss James Holt was given a 20k bonus. Harry and Meghan still use their royal titles. Office expenses total £57,000. Harry and Meghan only work 1 hour a week. Talk about a barrage of negativity. You would think that Harry and Meghan were still accountable to the British media for how they run their own charitable organization. We all know why they're doing this, right? So it's not unexpected. But then again, I'm always astounded still because they sound so stupid. Like, okay, why are you scrutinizing Harry and Meghan's charity when they are giving away their own money? And we all know that they're just doing that to see if they can find any mistakes that Harry and Meghan would make, of which I know that James Holt will have their back and not allow them to make any kind of mistake because there's a lot at stake. But however, it's just kind of ridiculous. And the whole world is watching the British media doing this. At this point, I almost feel like the rest of the world is culpable in their silence, just watching the British media do this to Harry and Meghan. Because if you're watching someone being beat up constantly and you're doing nothing about it, then surely you're culpable. Though they might say, well, it's not our responsibility, but they're watching and it should be highlighted. Same way the war in Ukraine is being highlighted by organizations and countries that are outside of Russia and Ukraine. The same way the war between Israel and the Palestinians are being highlighted. At this point, what is happening to Harry and Meghan on this kind of scale should be highlighted by organizations all around the world. Everyone is just kind of silent. And I think that if anything should happen, God forbid, they would also be complicit because they were silent. Anyway, let's not be swept away by the storm of negativity. A few outlets like the BBC and Vanity Fair took a more balanced approach. BBC highlighted Prince Harry and Meghan's charity making $1.2 million in donations this year, while Vanity Fair celebrated an Archewell Foundation success in their annual report. That success was the launch of the Welcome Project, and we'll talk about that more later on in the video. The Guardian also had a different perspective. We'll also talk about that more in the video. And People magazine, they brought a different perspective entirely to the table as they discussed the Welcome Project and its royal inspiration. Now, some skeptics out there are suggesting that these outlets, which are more balanced in their reporting, have been paid off by Harry and Meghan, which is kind of ironical given the fact that it's a proven fact that the media is the royal family's PR machine. But okay, still, let's cut out the noise and get to the heart of the matter. Question is, what is the true situation of things? Can we outline it in a clear form? Let's try. So, straight from the horse's mouth, or shall we say the website in this case, Harry and Meghan emphasize their commitment to just showing up and doing good through their philanthropic efforts, which is, for all intents and purposes, should be commendable. But in this alternate universe in which we are living, apparently that's a bad thing. They have said that they're all about community building as a solution for mental wellness, and they've outlined their initiatives for 2022. And let's have a look. So, one of their notable projects was the Welcome Project, which I mentioned earlier. This was completely inspired by Meghan's previous involvement with the Hub Community Kitchen, which she initiated when she was a senior member of the royal family, connecting with women from displaced Afghan families in New Jersey. The Sussexes partnered with Team Rubicon and Welcome.us to assist these families in resettling in the US. Their contributions provided winter clothing and opportunities for socializing for the women. Taking things a step further, Harry and Meghan launched the Welcome Project, focusing on critical resources, educational opportunities, workforce development, employment, and entrepreneurship. Taking things a step further, Harry and Meghan launched the Welcome Project, focusing on critical resources, educational opportunities, workforce development, employment, and entrepreneurship. The impact? Just check out these figures. 98% of the people involved developed meaningful relationships. 97.7 increased their social connections, and 98.8 felt welcomed and respected in their culture and lifestyle. About this project, Archewell said, "We all know that when women are well resourced and empowered to direct their own futures, they not only build a better life for themselves, but also dramatically improve the lives of those around them and their families and their communities." So the impact report spills the beans on their efforts to support parents navigating the challenges of the ever evolving digital age. They've crafted a groundbreaking support network for parents whose families have been affected by online harm. This is so very Sussex, and we saw it play out as they attended the event in New York this year. And here's the real kicker, right? 87% of those parents who were involved in that event felt like the work played a crucial role in their healing journey. 96% of those parents felt like they experienced an increase in feelings of contact and key support. And 91% felt like the space served as a supportive network. Let's switch lanes a little bit. One of the things they got involved with is the ethical journalism. They've teamed up with the NAACP to launch an award celebrating those at the forefront of the civil rights movement online. This year's worthy recipient, Nabiha Syed, CEO of The Markup, a non-profit newsroom investigating how technology shapes our society. Overall, they've been able to provide the following: 3,176 hours of trauma informed mental health support in Turkey and Syria post earthquake. They've empowered 2,500 girls in Nigeria with mental health products and health education. And through the Welcome Project, 237 women have come together in community building. 109 families engaged in listening projects to guide the work of Archewell. That's the kind of impact that doesn't often make the headlines. And Harry and Meghan are just doing all of this behind the scenes without blowing their trumpet. Now let's address the accusations thrown at Archewell's Impact Report by the British media, shall we? Okay, so the first accusation was that donations were down by 11 million in 2021 from only two donors. Well, those anonymous donors are likely Harry and Meghan themselves. And with an $8 million cushion, there's no urgent need to raise funds. And as one person rightly pointed out, no public fundraiser event was even needed. Someone said, I'm so proud of Archewell Foundation. At no time did we hear of a public fundraiser event. Also, as they said, there is no need asking for more money when you still have millions still not used. Another person with a meme of a lady looking perplexed says, I'm not going to defend Harry and Meghan Archewell's foundation for having $8 million in funds at 2023 year end. Just no. Archewell recorded a loss of $674,000. This is obviously a planned move to prioritize building the foundation and doing the actual work. With an $8 million cushion, it's obviously a strategic investment in the foundation's future. They complained that James Holt got a $20,000 bonus. Why not? If he earned it, he earned it. There's really no need for explanations on this point. Harry and Meghan still use their royal titles. Those are their formal names. In formal settings, they have to use their formal names. There's no surprises there, but we all know that the British media are going to keep moaning about everything that they can moan about. Office expenses totaling £57,000, and our office expense is no longer part of running an organization. I'm not understanding. They complained that Harry and Meghan only work 1 hour a week. So, guys, let's break that down for those who are not aware. Okay, so if you've got an organization of this type, you're likely going to have 4 board meetings a year. That's what directors do, they hold board meetings. And that's what Harry and Meghan are, the directors of the charity, right? So that basically turns into 12 hours a quarter. A quarter is 3 months. So that's 4 hours a month. Okay, 4 times 3, that's 12. That's the 1 hour a week that they're talking about in the headline. This is sufficient time and a typical amount of time for board members to act. The position of directors is to establish the mission and the vision, make sure that they hire the right people to carry that out, determine the governance of the organization, make sure that the financials are being properly overseen, and make sure they fully understand the financials of the organization. And then, if they do make grants, to approve those grants. This means that when Kinsey Schofield says no one wants to work with Harry and Meghan because they only work 1 hour a week, she has no idea what she's talking about. As per usual, the media try to compare Meghan and Harry's work to Kate and William's as though it's the same kind of situation. It's not an orange for orange kind of situation. Kate and William are full-time charity workers while Harry and Meghan have full-time jobs and less resources, and yet are doing twice as much as what Kate and William are doing. Did you guys notice that they only put Kate's name in the headline? They never stop with these their subtle ways to diminish Meghan and Harry. They never stop with the pettiness. Anyway, since the media's analysis is not making sense, let's flip the script, okay? Let's highlight 6 things we learned from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's charity's impact report, Sussex style. So, one point we need to make is that Harry and Meghan do not take a salary for their charitable work within the organization. Archewell made grants worth 5.4 million between 2021 and 2023. The Welcome Project, which was launched between 2022 to 2023, has done so well that it has expanded to 11 cities. And this is what is on the screen right now. They have confirmed to us now what their tagline is, which is show up and do good. And they're just keeping it as simple as possible. I just really love that. And I wanted to include it in this list. They have partnered with 38 different programs. Archewell does not solicit for donations or engage in fundraising. Have you guys noticed that there is no donate button on the website? Neither have they engaged in any kind of fundraising activity. And so, how did the internet react to all of this? Well, for the most part, the positive comments far outweighs the negativity. People are recognizing the impact Harry and Meghan are making behind the scenes, doing the grassroots work that matters. So, the other point is that they spent 1.2 million on charities, 600,000 on the charity staff, and took no money for themselves. All money for their charity goes to support and fund the charities. While the British media continue with their noise, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, continue to work and make a difference behind the scenes. No noise, put their head down and are working their way through. Princess Meghan Henry is loved by many. Am I the only one who is thoroughly enjoying the meltdown of the derangers, haters, and royalists after the release of Archewell Foundation's Impact Report? Okay, Prince Harry and Meghan's foundation have made grants worth 5.4 million between 2021 and 2023. That's impressive for a charity that's only 3 years old. If the British press looked into the finances of the royal family as much as they look into the finances of Archewell and watch the pockets of Prince Harry and Meghan, I don't think there will be a monarchy anymore in the UK. The IRS should hire them, honestly. And this is so true. While I was scouring the internet for information about the fallout from the Archewell Impact Report, I came across this tweet by an obvious hater speaking true to their own camp, having to educate them because they were beginning to sound unhinged. Listen to this. So the person said the Archewell Foundation is a not-for-profit registered as a 501 subsection C subsection 3 entity in Delaware. The US subsidiary of the Royal Foundation also has the exact same type of registry and is also registered in Delaware. I am by no means a pro Harry and Meghan, but to quote Team Will stands, you don't need to bring the others down to hype your favorites up. And continued, if you see their financial reports, of the royal foundations, it doesn't look good either, particularly in the last 2 years. Their accounts look somewhat similar to Archewell. I hate that I have to state this, but it's just the facts. They spent the most in raising awareness by doing campaigns where they make themselves to be the ones with the starring roles while giving out minimal as grants. They did not even give any grants in 2021 for mental health, nor in 2022 for early years. Speaking of these other royals whose full time jobs is charity works, now the results are out for 2023. Let's take a peek into their performance, shall we? Talking numbers, when we analyze the number of engagements by Kate and William, it's safe to say it's rather lackluster. Considering William is 41, one might expect more, no? Apparently, it's a hard no, because surprisingly, William's performance aligns with the Duke of Gloucester, who is a spry 74 years old. Yeah. mhm. A tweet hit the nail on the head stating, William rakes in more than 32 million a year from the Duchy of Cornwall for a mere 172 hours of work, translating to a staggering £127,000 per hour. In contrast, Harry and Meghan draw no salary for their charity work. How's that for perspective? So, what's the deal here? It seems this outrage is just a smokescreen to divert attention from William and Kate, who are obviously not carrying their weight. And of course, the ongoing effort to tarnish the Harry and Meghan's reputation continues. I must admit, I was taken aback by the level of vitriol thrown at a simple thing like their impact report and annual accounts. Even I, not being Harry and Meghan, felt a twinge of sympathy. I can't fathom how they handle it, but it's clear that they're taking care of themselves mentally. The best way to support them is by amplifying positive news, though, about their endeavors. So, if you're a part of the Harry and Meghan squad, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share the video. Personally, I've subscribed to numerous Sussex friendly channels and make it a point to visit one Sussex friendly channel a day to like a minimum of 10 videos on that channel because it's just so fascinating to watch how engagement boosts video recommendations, reaching a wider audience. It's an absolute joy to welcome new squad members who are navigating the discrepancy between reported news and reality. Now, next, we're going to be discussing the judgment on Prince Harry's case, which will most likely be delivered tomorrow. So, guys, do I need to say stay tuned? Okay, stay tuned, stay focused, keep shining, and keep thriving. Most likely, we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.